Okay, welcome to the third P of the four P's in the marketing mix, place. The purpose of place is to determine how we are going to get our product or our service to our customers. Please make sure that you have the note guide so that you can follow along and get the notes down as we go through the material here in the place portion of the marketing mix presentation lecture. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, so place. Again, how will you get your goods and services to your customers? That is the purpose of the place P in the marketing mix. You want to make sure that your product is available when and where customers want it. If you don't do that, you are not meeting their needs, therefore you are not stimulating demand. Also known as distribution. You will hear distribution is a synonymous term with place when referring to the marketing mix. This is moving the product around. So getting it from the point of manufacturing all the way to the customer. Now, in order to do this, we have to distribute the product. We distribute this product through different channels of distribution. This is the path a product takes from producer to the final user. Two different channels that are used: direct channels, indirect channels. Direct channel is going to move the product from the producer to the customer with no one in between. An indirect channel, which is more common in a lot of the retail items that we purchase as customers, employs intermediaries to move products between producers and final users. Let's take a look at this a little bit further because this is the nuts and bolts of what place is and distributing our product. All right, let's take a look at this diagram. Selling directly to consumers, the direct channel of distribution, producer to consumer. Selling through retailers, indirect, which is a producer to the retailer to the consumer. Then there could also be a wholesaler, which is adding a second intermediary, another form of indirect distribution, which is the producer selling to the wholesaler selling to the retailer selling to the consumer. So all of these are different ways of getting the product to the consumer. Different distributions for different products, for different business plans or different business processes. All right, so let's take a look at some of these in a little bit more detail. Where are you in the channel? Okay, depending upon where we are is going to determine also, our cost of what it's going to cost for us to get the product to the consumer. It's also going to affect potential risk, loss, or damage. The more intermediaries, the more people that are handling it, the more chances of loss or damage. And then determine how quickly your product can reach the consumer or the customer. So there are advantages and disadvantages to each of the channels of distribution, but depending sometime even just on opinion or even gut of the marketing manager might determine exactly how, as well as, I shouldn't just say that, there's also going to be influences by the competition of how that product is going to get to the customer. Now, when it comes to distributing our product, let's take a look at different intensities. So if we have intensive, selective, or exclusive distribution, intensive is placement of a product in a suitable sale outlet. Selective is going to limit the number of sales outlets in a particular area, and exclusive is going to limit the number of outlets to one per area. So utilizing all three of these different means of distribution might not be the best possible solution for getting a product to a consumer, but determining the situation, the product, the market, the economy, and the customer that you are trying to appease, any one of these three could be very, very good distribution techniques to use to get the product to the customer. And each product, depending upon the customer and demand in the market, might warrant a different type of distribution channel. So all of these are out there, and depending upon which one is going to be used could be based off of a number of different factors. All right, so transportation. Now, getting the product to the customer there's a number of different ways of doing this. If we take a look at transportation, those of you who are in accounting, we talk about the cost of this in terms of freight and transportation in being the account that we use. But this is pretty much what this is all based around, is how will the goods be shipped? There are a number of different ways that they can be shipped. Obviously, all the different means of transportation, truck, train, airplane, ship, or even pipeline, The different effects of these different transportation mediums is going to affect how fast the product can get to the customer, as well as the cost, which either need to be incurred by ourselves or by the customer. Now, the location of the business. Let's take a look at, as a retailer, putting yourself in a spot where the customer is going to be able to get to you in order to purchase the product. You want to select a location near transportation routes. That's why you see busy streets and highways having a lot of commercial-based properties near them, because those are main traffic thoroughfares. There's easy entry into your store to be able to get into your parking lot, park the vehicle, get in and purchase products. Hours of operation are going to be ideal. Having weekend hours and evening hours are probably going to be your best times for sales. And then where products are located in your store. There is a science to this. And there have been many discussions that I've had with marketing classes regarding grocery stores. When it comes to trying stimulating sales, there is a reason why some of the most common products purchased are located in the back of the store. Things like eggs and milk. And the reason why these are in the back of the store is because they're most common. So in order for us to go in there and purchase these items, we have to walk through the entire store, thus increasing the chances of us purchasing something else other than just the items that we came to the store to purchase. So then determining the place. Determining where and how that product is going to get to the customer, so that the customer can have the easiest opportunity to purchase the product. This is another decision that needs to be made by the marketing manager and requires some thought and preparation. So with that being said, we will conclude the place portion of the marketing mix. All that's left to discuss is promotion, and we will do that in the next presentation lecture. So until then, please make sure that you revisit the slides as needed to make sure that you get the notes, and I will see you next time we meet in class.